Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm drinking from a big ass Adobe cup. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. Huge show. I've got so many big things to get through. Now, before I do, looking back at last week, the Google car. So many of you guys commented about, I don't know if I could sleep in the car. I mean, it's driving itself. How could I just let it do it? I guarantee you that when the aeroplane was first invented and, you know, the autopilot first came into being, I guarantee the first time that you've flown on an aeroplane, there's no way you'd be sleeping then, because you know what? How can I know? How can I know what's going on? But nowadays we expect to get a good night's sleep on an aeroplane. I think it's gonna be the same thing for the Google car or the automatic car, whoever's gonna end up making it. It's a matter of time. It's gonna happen. Secondly, people did notice the new camera, which I'm reviewing. I don't own this camera. It's the RX100 from Sony. I'm using it again tonight, so hopefully it comes as good as it did last week. It looked really crisp, so really happy with it. Also been taking some great shots with it. A review of this camera will be next week. A couple of days ago, I had the privilege of going into BlackBerry headquarters in Sydney and getting a hands-on with BlackBerry 10. Now, BlackBerry 10, it was on the Alpha device. It's a dev device. Now, one of the things we were paying attention to was the operating system, because BB10 is a full-on, from the ground up, redone, all new operating system for BlackBerry. Now, BlackBerry have acknowledged that they have made some mistakes in the past and probably lost a little bit of sight of what's really in front of them. Now, with BB10, they plan on fixing that. Now, you know, you're probably thinking, well, how can they really catch up to Apple, Android? I call it innovation, as everybody else does. But a couple of the things which they've done is really smart. I just want to quickly go over those with you now. One of the things I saw was contextual typing. Now, what this means is on your iPhone or Android phone, whatever you currently use, you would have autocorrect. So as you're typing a word, it would also suggest words which it thinks you're typing. So if I type in TEC, it's probably going to say tech or technology, and you can just click that button and it flicks up and so on. Simple stuff. And if you type something incorrectly, it's going to help you out and so on. What BlackBerry 10 is going to have is, I call it contextual typing. So say for example, I type hello and I press space. When I press space, on the letter H, it's going to show the word how. Because generally after this, you say hello, you might say how are you? So it's going to start suggesting words, not just based on what you're typing at the time, but what you might want to be saying in the whole sentence. So it looks at what your sentence, and then when I click how and I flick the word how up, the A is probably going to have the word are. And again, you can flick that up, so you can see that typing could be very fast on BlackBerry 10, which is something they were known for before with their physical keyboards, and it's something they need to maintain. Really cool feature. Second thing which I really liked is this camera. Now, the camera software on BB10 is going to be able to make sure you don't miss that moment. So you'll see in this demo video that he takes a photo of two people, and it happens to everybody that at some point someone's smiling and then they blink and the other person looks fine, and you're thinking, gosh, I had such a good photo. Geez, you looked good in that picture, but you didn't. Well, what you can do is you can not just rewind time for the whole picture, but you can select somebody's face and just wind it back so you can make sure you get that person perfect, save that picture. Everyone's happy, everyone's got the perfect smile for that perfect shot. Really cool. Also, just to give you a bit of a thing on BB10, Q1 next year is when we'll start actually seeing some devices come out. The device which they showed us, it's not the real deal, it's just a device to house the OS so we can actually experience what it's like. Feels a lot like the Playbook QNX system, very similar to that, and it will be. Now, they also showed us that some apps from iOS have already been ported over. Developers are excited, especially developers who are already on the Android and iOS platform. They are working on BB10 already. Really interesting. I'll have more news on that, obviously later on as it comes to as well. It's huge. Today I got an email from Samsung inviting me to a store opening. Now, I don't usually go to store openings, I never really get invited to them either, but this one is Samsung's first, I think it's in the world, store. It's a pure store just for Samsung. Now, while that's okay, cool, Jeff, I'm sure other people have stores, but you never mention them. The reason I'm bringing this one up is because they're opening it up just down the road. Literally, like I'm talking, you could walk between the two buildings within a couple of minutes. down the road from Apple. Now in Sydney there's a huge Apple store. It's massive, big glass thing. You probably know what they look like. And Samsung's going to have this store just down there. So you could probably, I'm hoping that you can actually see them from each other's shop fronts. So I'm pretty excited about that. It just brings more fuel to the Samsung Apple war. And I like it. I love the little battle that they've got going. This one isn't silly, this one's just cool. And I'll let you know how that store opening goes next week. Two hands. Samsung has also released the Galaxy 10.1 Note. Now, you would have seen I did a review once on the Galaxy Note as the phone. It was a 5-odd-inch device. Big phone, but I loved it. It's for me, I loved it almost more than the S3. Now, the 10.1 Note is very similar to the Galaxy Note in that it has a big screen, has a stylus that you can use to take notes, draw things, make it happen. Really cool. I love the whole Note thing. The Note 2 is coming out at some point soon. I'm going to be excited about that. Perhaps even replace this, but the 10.1 is available. You can get it now. Huge rumors. Again, we've sort of stopped hearing these iPhone 5 rumors. I guess eventually it's just going to come out. But we've started hearing about the iPad mini. Now, people are saying that it's concrete. It's definitely happening. There will be a mini iPad. So you currently have the larger iPad. They're going to bring out a little bit smaller, possibly around the 7-inch. People don't really know what the size is going to be. All speculation as always. But they're talking that, you know, we'll have a very thin bezel. The iPad one is quite thick. So it's going to be more like an iPhone but bigger rather than an iPad but smaller. However, it will run iPad apps. So it will still run your tablet style applications rather than iPhone style applications. I don't know. Having a 7-inch or a mid-range tablet, I can't imagine the market being huge. I think for Apple, the problem will be is that they're not creating a replacement for anything. So it's not like it's a new iPad that everyone's going to all have to upgrade. It's another device. So if I already own an iPad and an iPhone, would I really want that middle device? Or I think it would be more appealing to people who don't have an iPad and would think, you know what, I want an iPad. Oh, look, I've got a variety of choices. So I think that their sales numbers would be a little bit less compared to releasing the iPad 4, for example. Let me know what you think. Would you be interested in an iPad mini? Also this week, I posted a review of JB HiFi Now. It is a music streaming service for Australia. I have enjoyed it, and it's been a bit weird actually being without it. My free trial expired. I haven't signed up to the real thing yet. I'm actually going to check out some other music streaming services like Audio, Spotify, and others. So I will try and, I don't know if I'll do full reviews of them. I might just talk about it on the show next week. So I will be checking out the others before I really actually commit to one of them. Love the huge cup. Thank you, Adobe, for sending me that. Yes, I do use Adobe software for editing today's show, for example. I use a bit of Photoshop and sometimes After Effects if I can. It's huge. It was one of the largest cups of coffee I've had in a while. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.